Good morning, Dragonlings. Welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Sky, and I typically write paranormal romance on the name St. Hegyes. It is 4 a.m. my time. It has been a busy morning already, trying to get ready for this stream. I am actually on my husband's computer because the internet on mine was just being a complete and total douche nugget. So this is where we stand. I had to rush to get everything set up on this computer so that I could use it. I didn't have the webcam plugged in. I didn't have StreamYard set up. I didn't have the timer up. I didn't have anything, and I don't know what I'm working on today because I'm still waiting for my computer to restart so I can use it for typing. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Mia is investigating everything. She doesn't often get on the desk, but she's crawled across both desks a couple times now. And as you can see from the background, I put my jacket up over across the tank because it was creating a glare of my screen. It was reflecting my screen and creating a glare on this one because of it. So that's what I did. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? What are you guys working on? Let me know down in the comments below. I am going to figure out what I'm going to be working on. I do have Scrivener on here, however, because he uses a Windows PC and I use a Mac, it is it's Scrivener 1 point whatever it is. It's Scrivener 1 versus Scrivener 3, so it's not backwards compatible. So while I have stories I can do, I have no idea what stories I'm going to do. So I have no idea what to work on. How about you guys let me know what you're going to work on? I'll probably figure out what I'm going to work on during the very first sprint. Hello, how are you today? Welcome to this fine and beautiful morning. Morning for me, it's probably not morning for anyone else who's awake right now. If you're awake and it's morning, congratulations for you. Let's see. I know what I can work on. Wow, Scrivener project not found. All I did was open Scrivener. Thank you. Oh, I know why. Okay. Because I used a external hard drive to check out my work recently, and it was trying to open that. Okay. I need to plug that back in. I unplugged it to plug in the webcam. Oops. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead. It is 3 minutes after the hour. I don't really have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of random crap behind me because I'm not used to using this computer. My computer is still trying to turn on. It takes forever. It's old as dirt. It's a dinosaur. It's a brick. So in the meantime, I will go ahead and get us set up on our first sprint of the day. Go ahead and get us started early and see what we can work on. Alrighty. So that is to get going. And we will start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is time. Sorry, I'm still getting used to clicking over to everything. Oh, do. And in the meantime, Key Clavis has decided to join us. Hello, hello. How did you do during that sprint? I was reading through some documentation. I got my computer up and running over on my desk. However, I haven't touched it to see where we stand as far as stuff goes. So, still have to do that. How did everybody else do? It's a big screen. Always me. It is too big. It's too much for me. Like, I have to sit back just to see the whole screen. It bothers me so much. Luckily, I don't have to deal with this too much longer. This is not my computer, and I am happy about that. Wake up, computer. If my computer had been working, I would not even be using this one. I don't like the fact that I'm using an old version of Scrivener and I can't open any of my documents. It makes me sad. Literature and Latte, I really need you to hurry up and finish Scrivener 3 for Windows so that I can have all my stuff transferred back and forth. Just saying. All right. Let me know if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but I believe it's pronounced Yaza. I'm terrible with names, so I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Didn't do much this sprint, just setting things up. Awesome. I was pretty much doing the same thing. I'm still reading through things that are old files I haven't worked with in over 2 years, so know the feeling very well. Reading over stuff wrote in Sako's stream. Sako? I hope I'm pronouncing that right to make sure I haven't missed anything and the flow is okay. That's awesome. Oh. Now going on to the next section, closing on the end of the project, just adding in scenes I missed. Awesome. I am reading over a project I'd started 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This says it's nope, not finished. Not finished. I know this project is finished, but apparently I didn't finish it on this computer, on this file, because it's only halfway done on this file, and I know I finished it. So that's exciting. I'm looking at an old file. Maybe I should look at a current file. I don't even know if a current file is on here. Oh, actually, I think it is because I'm pretty certain this is it. Could not be opened. I made it angry. Oh, I guess I didn't make it angry. Okay. Let's see if I can. Let's do the backup. Yep, here's the finished file. Okay, I found the finished file. Maybe I should read that one. Awesome. I like it when I pronounce names correctly. Oh, man. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. How do I? Oh, it's so different from the Scrivener I'm using now. Okay. Just short of 118K. Well, I don't even won't shrink down that much down. It's in the right sparingly. Oh, excuse me. So you're an underwriter? I am too. Though that is still longer than all of my pieces, because I think my longest project to date was just under 90K. And that was one of my fantasy works that I actually have to rewrite. Like really heavily rewrite. It's a little too much like Aragon for my taste. Everyone who's read it in the past is like, it's nothing like that. And I'm like, are we reading the same book? Granted, I wrote mine long before Aragon ever came out. But I read Aragon now, and then I read through that. And except for the fact that the main character comes from Earth, I'm like, shit, that's just too alike to be a coincidence. Fuck me running. So yeah, I have a 90K story to completely rewrite. It's fun. It's fun. It's fine. It's fine. Got this. Haven't done it yet. Mostly because like there's other stories that take place in that world as well, and I'm developing that world slowly over the past decade, I guess. I haven't really touched it in years. Ow! I should have seen that coming.
I heard you talking.
It's right there.
Okay.
Hi. I was shot. Which is pretty typical. Right, fantasy with magic and dragons and quantum physics. Quantum physics, that's... You have fun with that. I do like magic and I do like dragons. And yeah, I don't remember any quantum physics being involved in what I was writing. At least not to my knowledge. Not knowingly. So. Oh, I am still trying to wake up. It is too early in the morning for me. I had a plan when I started doing these live streams. I was like, I'm just going to wake up every day of the week at this time, do a couple hours of writing, and then go back to bed. The only times I have woken up this early since deciding that are on days I've had streams. The main character's conversations with the goddess get a little trippy. I bet they do. If you got quantum physics mixed in with your fantasy, I imagine the conversations would be a little bit like someone tripping on acid, yes. It's like, what? All right, and with that being said, let's go ahead and do another sprint, because I got nothing to come back from that with. I got nothing. That's awesome. Man. Let's see. We're going to do this. And we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is time. How did everybody do? Do. Sure, I'd love to read a copy of the conversation. It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. I thought I got rid of you. Guess not. Okay. I did more reading. I'm still reading through previous documents. That's the word I'm looking for. Jeez, I can't talk. My package is arriving today, according to Amazon. Yay. Anyone else doing a lot of like online shopping right now, like more than usual? I know before the quarantine stay-at-home orders, I stayed home a lot and didn't go anywhere. But I feel like since the stay-at-home orders have been in place, I really don't go anywhere now. I mean, I don't have a reason to. I work from home. My husband has that fun job. He gets to leave the house. I get to stay home and look pretty. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. So I've actually been on and off this computer for the past couple of days looking at files on an external hard drive back when I was using a PC before I got Mac Mardigan. And do you ever start reading some of your previous past work and you're like, this is good. It's shit, but it's good shit. And then you get to the end of it and you're like, where's the rest? I have had that happen like 3 separate times with projects that I started on old computers and then switched to the new one. And I don't have the rest. And it's one of those son of a bitch moments. Yeah. Been having that a lot lately. Luckily, this is not one of those projects because this is when I finished on that computer. So the whole project is on the external hard drive. It's just that it was under a different file name because I forgot that halfway through I changed the file name. So reading through it, reading through the original with the original name is a little trippy when you compare it to the file with the new name, because as I was rewriting it with the new name, I changed a couple of things. Not a lot of things, but enough that it changed. That's not where I was going with that at all, but that's where my brain ended up. Because apparently I can't think this earlier in the morning. I haven't used Dropbox in years. I have most of my stuff on an external hard drive. A lot of my Scrivener work on Mac Mardigan saves automatically to the cloud, but I don't know what cloud Mac uses. It's whatever cloud Mac uses. And I have started saving stuff to Google Drive. When I started having problems with Mac Mardigan, I started saving stuff to Google Drive. However, I have a lot of files to save to Google Drive, and I haven't even gotten anywhere near finished. So I've also got backups on flash drives as well. So, yay. I got your email. That's what I was looking at my phone for just a few seconds ago because it buzzed. I'll have to read it after the stream is over. Or on the next sprint, one of the two. Luckily for me, it's been long enough since writing this draft that I think what'll happen is if I continue having problems with Mardigan, I will need to figure out what project to work on while on this computer. So I will probably pick that one because I've got a cover for it. It's just needs a really good edit and it'll be ready to publish, honestly. So that might be the project I focus on this computer. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. There's lots of things going on that are making me have like wishy-washy decisions. So yeah. A lot of my cover artists send me files via Google Drive. That's actually what got me started with Google Drive. It wasn't until recently that I started using it as like file backups. And I think the reason I started using it as file backups is I have participated in a couple of charity anthologies in the past, and we've done exchange beta reading, basically editing, peer editing. So we used Google Drive in order to exchange documents to edit and peer review before they went into the final versions of the anthologies. So that's really what got me started using Google Drive, is because it was just easier to upload and save to Google Drive and then transfer the links back and forth versus sending files. And then when I started having problems with Mardigan a couple weeks ago, I couldn't remember my Dropbox information because I haven't used it in so long. So I just started uploading stuff to Google Drive. And it just made it easier to deal with everything. In fact, one day last week or the week before, I spent like 4 hours organizing Google Drive because I was just uploading files and stuff without actually organizing it. And my OCD was kicking in hard. So I spent several hours making folders, nesting folders in those folders, and all that fun jazz. I will probably upload to Dropbox as well, because one of my biggest fears that I've seen happen with people, not recently, but I have seen it happen, is they'll do something on another platform that Google owns, like YouTube, and their accounts will be completely closed and everything that they have saved is gone. And that is one of my biggest fears. So I probably will, once I remember my Dropbox login information, I probably will save to Dropbox as well, or create a new account, one of the two, so that it's in 2 different places. Because let's face it, Google is slowly becoming a monopoly. They own a lot of things and they have a lot of power. And I really don't think they care who knows it. So that's fun. I like that. And yes, I agree. Sometimes that is all you can do. It's one of the reasons I hate doing videos like I've done in the past, where I say, this is what I'm going to do, because it never fails. The day after I post something like that, my plans are forced to change. Like, I put out my quarterly goals, and then it was like the day after I started having problems with Mardigan that have kind of ruined a lot of my quarterly goals already. And I'm just like, motherfucker, why? Why do you hate me? Ooh, I've heard of KeyPass, but I've never actually used it. I didn't know, like, maybe it's the conspiracy theorist to me, but part of me is like, that just seems like a bad idea, because all someone would have to do is get my password for KeyPass, and they'd have my password for everything. Though, to be fair, honestly, once you figure out my password, you pretty much have my password to everything, because I just use different variations of the same password for everything, which is bad, but it's what I do. I have like 3 passwords total that I use for everything. And it's just every password is a variation of the same one of those 3. I'm a terrible person. It's all good. I have a lot of files split in various places for the same reason, actually. Mac Mardigan is actually computer number 8, I think. Max, the desktop that was for one of my parents. My first computer, my second. 8 or 9. This is Mac Mardigan is either my 8th or 9th computer and my first Mac. And I hate to say it for all you PC people out there, my husband included, and I'm gonna get shit for it, but I actually prefer Mac for writing. For gaming, I prefer PC, and that is showing because I am getting a PC. I have a friend of mine who is building one for me, actually. It's most of the way built. He actually sent me updates on it 2 days ago, I think it was. And all he's waiting on now is they sent him the wrong graphics card, so he's waiting until he gets the right one before he finishes building it. And I think he said that's the last thing he needs to do before I get to have it. So I will be getting a PC. I just don't have one, and I won't be unless Mac Mardigan decides to take a nosedive and crash the day after I get my PC. I will be using my PC just for gaming stuff. That's what it's for, at least. Gaming and video editing, because I've run into a problem with Mac Mardigan since we did the reset. Now it won't let me use iMovie at all because iMovie has been updated to go with the newer OS system that my computer can't handle. It does not even meet the standard specs for that OS system. So it is basically an outdated dinosaur. And I will just continue using it until it nosedives into the ground and burns, and that's okay. And then I'll replace it eventually. Probably like this time next year. I have never used a DOS system. My husband has, but that's because when he was younger, he used to work on computers. And even now, he is starting to get parts so he can Frankenstein his computer. In fact, actually, that's what this lovely box is. This is the hard drive he's going to be adding in soon. We're waiting on a couple other pieces that he's going to be Frankensteining into his computer because that's what he likes doing. Yeah. I don't remember what my first computer was. My family had a family desktop. My first computer that was actually mine was a brick laptop that was about this thick and about this wide. So it was like a big box. And I don't remember off the top of my head what it was. Somewhere in the files of my external hard drive, I have pictures. I don't remember what it was, though. And my favorite OS system so far that I remember has been 7. Now that I've used 10, I used to use 10 when I was working for Dell. Before I ever had it on a PC, and my new PC is going to have 10. I do like 10. I will have to admit. It is very similar to what I'm used to with 7, which was my favorite operating system at the time. Nothing will ever beat 7, in my opinion. 10 doesn't even come close. Do I like 10? Yes. Now that they've worked out a lot of the bugs, because I know that I didn't use 10 when it first came out. I didn't use 10 until a lot later, after they worked out a lot of the bugs. So, yeah. But I started using stuff when it was already in, like, they had left DOS already and gone into the Windows. I think my first one was 95 or 96. I don't need control of my computer. So them taking that control away from me was probably a good thing. It means less things for me to explode. Just saying. For people who want to work on computers, yes, I understand that Windows 10 sucks completely. My husband gets so pissy with it for the same thing, for the same reasons. And I'm just like, that is not something I need, so it's better for me. I feel like 10 is good for the average user who is probably the worst one to have access to everything on their computer, like me. I do have what we call a techno gremlin gene, thanks to my mom. My mom, if she so much as looks at electronics, they explode. And I am slowly over the years getting to the point where I'm the same way. So Windows 10 is perfect for people like us. Whereas people who like to be in control, network engineers, like you say, Key, it is not a good operating system for people like you. I realize that a lot. 7 wouldn't have been either. So now I understand exactly what you mean, why that is your favorite operating, why the DOS 6.2 is your favorite operating system, because you're right, you do not have as much control over the system with 10. It's definitely meant for people who do not need that kind of control. Like, that's the worst thing you should ever let them have. The newer operating systems drive my husband nuts too, for that same reason. He can't play with them as much as he remembers playing with the, like, he's messed with DOS, he's messed with Mac. He's actually able to do more playing around with my Mac system than he is able to do with his own PC, and it irritates the piss out of him. And on that note, let's go ahead and do another writing sprint. That was a terrible transition, but I got nothing because I have nothing. All right, let's go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is time. How did everybody do? I read more words. And I finished that chapter. Didn't realize that. I forgot how much I liked this story. I liked writing it. I like reading it. And that's why I write stories. I like to write stories that I want to read. That is, whenever someone asks why I like to write, that is my answer. I just want to read stories. And I write the stories I haven't found that I want to read. Like, I hear people all the time talking about how once they publish a book, they'll never reread their stuff. And I'm like, give me a couple years, and once I'm over the fact of it being like, once I'm over the fact of being irritated with it because it never fails, I get to the point where I'm so done with editing. I'm so done with everything up until publication that I'm like, I never want to look at this book again. And then I give myself a couple years and I reread the book and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I like this. I'm just weird like that, maybe. But I like rereading the stuff I wrote. It makes me happy. Began reading the section that came after the one I was working on. Found a few bits I may need to change and wanted to add and made notes. Awesome. Right? Like, why do you write it if you don't enjoy it? It doesn't make sense to me. So when people tell me that they don't ever reread their stuff, I'm like, really? Why? So, though, to be fair, the people that tell me that are usually the people that are literally in it for the money. They're not, and some of them are big time authors, some of them are not big time authors, but they're the ones where at the end of the day, this is nothing more than a job, where writing is a job. And if they're getting paid for it, I mean, kudos for them. But I want to be able to sit down with my stories in a couple months or years and be like, this is some good shit. I really knew what I was doing. There are scenes in my first book that will still make me cry every time. Aww. There's a scene that I've only written once, and I haven't gone back and edited yet. From the series that I had the first 2 books published, and now there's 3 more coming out for the whole series. One of them being a prequel. And the last book in the series, all 5 are written. They're just in various states of editing right now. And the 5th book, I kill off a bunch of characters. And one of them, like, I've known from the get-go, this character is going to die. Like, you can actually tell in the very first book, this character is going to die. And I'm like, when I wrote that death, I was just like, no! And I still, rereading it, editing it every single time, I'm just like, no! Because it kills me every time. And it was someone I wrote knowing they were going to die. Like, their death was set. By their own hand, too. Magic comes at a price, guys. Magic comes at a price. I'm just saying. Hello, Dal. Welcome, welcome. I can't sleep. I am just crazy, apparently. I totally went to bed early just so I could get up early and do this stream. And, man, at 11 o'clock, I was still awake and going, why can't I sleep? Getting my body to change so that I get up early and go to bed early is just difficult, which is why the only day I seem to actually get up early these days enough is on days I have streams. I really wish the StreamYard subscription didn't cost so much, because I would totally do I would totally stream every day, 5 days a week, just so I get my writing done early in the morning. And then after I streamed, I would go back to bed. So, yeah. When writing the final cut. Everyone's going to die. I mean, I've had moments like that. I am terrible at confrontations. I am very good at the someone put it well when I first published my the series I was talking about with the now 5 books, when it was just 1 book. Someone asked me, Jesus, I can't talk today apparently. Someone reviewed it when it was published with a small press, and they said it was more psychological. And I started looking at some of my other work, and I realized I am not really good at like physical battles and confrontations between groups of people, but my God, I am actually really good at the psychological internal battles in a single person, because that's what most of my stuff is apparently. StreamYard Pro, I think it's like $240 a year, which isn't bad. Like, it's not bad. It's just that you have to, it says it's so much a month, but you have to pay it annually, and I don't want to pay it annually, which means I don't want to pay a large lump sum. Let's see if I can look it up real quick. StreamYard pricing. Because I had to do the math. So it's $20 a month for the basic, or you can do $39 a month for the professional. So it's $240 for the cheaper end, and $468 for the professional. And it says build annually, save $60 versus monthly, but oh, you can change it. Okay, so you can purchase it monthly. It's $25 for basic if you do it monthly. Okay, I don't remember seeing that option before where it lets you flip between monthly versus annually. Shows what I know. Maybe I should have just done more research. I agree, Key. My budget can cover free or free right now. But apparently monthly it's $25. But it allows you to do unlimited streaming. You can have the logo, you can have overlays, you can have backgrounds, some of which you can have now, but you're limited to their stuff, whereas you can put your own stuff. It also says custom RTMP destinations, which I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that's where it routes it to. Like right now I'm routing to YouTube. With the free version, you can only route to one place. And I chose YouTube. I guess with the custom RTMs, you can route to various places. Recording, you can only record up to 4 hours at a time with the basic plan. You can multi-stream to 2 destinations. So I don't know what the custom RTMP destinations is, because the multi-stream is what apparently I'm talking about. And then with the professional, you can have all of that, but you can also record up to 8 hours. And what it means by recording, it means recording without live streaming, which you cannot do with the free plan. I learned that last month, I believe, or January. I learned that back in January when I naively suggested someone that they record videos using StreamYard, and they came back and told me that you couldn't. And I know that used to be a thing before they rolled out this pricing plan, back when it was still in the beta. So apparently I was wrong. And then you could also multi-stream to 5 destinations with the professional version. So the basic version only has all of the stuff that you have to have their logo. Like I know it shows the StreamYard logo in the corner. When I disappear, let me stop my camera for a second. It shows my icon. Okay, never mind. It's not doing what I thought it would. Oh, that's because I'm not sharing the screen. When they share the screen, it shows those little leaves in the background. You can change that with the the 2 paid versions. So, like, it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, I just don't have it. And I don't use StreamYard often enough to care about it at this moment. They can do recording, but only if you have one of their paid plans. I will say this, if I did have one of the paid plans, I would use it. Like, I would probably be streaming every day at this time, just so I can get my words in the morning and not have to worry about it. Like, I would use it. I mean, if I'm going to pay $240, I'm going to use it. So, okay, so RTMP is a messaging protocol used for streaming, basically customer. It means you can stream in a house to company or private server. Okay. Okay. I understand enough of that to know what you're talking about. Sometimes I need things broken down to like kindergartner speak. Just say it. Hello, Wordsfall. StreamYard says I always violate the guidelines. I have no clue how. I couldn't tell you. I do not know. I do know that StreamYard does not. Before we upgraded our internet, I used to have a lot of problems with StreamYard. It does have some basic requirements, prerequisites. I think that's the word I'm looking for, is prerequisites for how you use it. See, now that I know you can actually charge monthly, I'm looking at this plan more and more. Maybe for nano months, this might be good. April, July, and November, $25, and I could do unlimited streaming and when recording. Might be worth it. Maybe. We'll see. See, now you guys got me thinking. I mean, I love simplified. I tell people all the time, speak to me like I'm a kindergartner. I will understand what you're saying. I promise. And I will not be offended either, because I need that. My brain does not work to the capacity it used to. Even when I was doing college work and I was working I have a degree in lasers and photonics. Like, that's what I went to school for. And I still didn't understand large words back then. And that was over a decade ago. So I don't use that part of my brain anymore. You can host from your phone now? That's awesome, because that didn't used to be a thing. I wonder when they rolled that out. That has to be new, because even just a couple of months ago, you couldn't do that, because I was going to do that, host from my phone, and I was unable to. I bet they were thrilled with that. Network engineering in high school. I would have been excited about that, but that was back when, like, I knew in high school, like my later sophomore, senior, junior year, that I wanted to go into some kind of electronics field. And of course, at the time, the community college nearby was like, if you're female, you can go to college for free if you go into this field. So that's what I ended up doing. Ah, that's cheating. Desktop mode on Google Chrome is possible to host from a phone. Okay. I know that there was talk of them actually doing a mobile-friendly version, not from the Google Chrome desktop mode, but from the phone itself as like an app. So, not be from mobile version. Okay. Teenagers in binary math or not. My sister still works for Dell, where I used to work. She's actually the reason I started working for them. And she was wearing a shirt with binary code on it the other day. I was like, I can read that. I was very impressed with myself because I was able to understand what her shirt said. I was thrilled. It made me so happy because I still remembered something I had learned from college and high school. I was so impressed with my own skills. It made me happy because I can't remember much else, but I could remember binary code. Binary code, yeah. Oh. And on that note, guys, it's 15 till the hour, but I don't think anyone's streaming right after me, so I don't have to worry about wrapping up before the hour. Let's go ahead and do one last sprint. Yeah, let's do one last sprint. Let me go ahead and get everything set up. Boop. This will be the last sprint for my stream today. And see, now I'm looking at the pricing going, that might be worth it. So I could stream longer. So, all right, let's do this. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is time. That was the last sprint of the night, morning, day, afternoon, thing. I like that song too, Dal. That timer is one that Tamara created, and when she first shared it, asking what we thought, I fell in love with it, and I've been using it ever since. So I like the fact that it has the thunderstorm at the end, the thunderstorm rumble at the end, so that I know when the time is done. It also has that one at like the 7-minute mark that lets me know it's about halfway done. So I get the 2 thunder rumbles that tell me it's time to get back over to the screen to do stuff. I just like it. I like it. How did everybody do? I read more words. I almost finished this chapter. I'll probably end up finishing this read through before I'm done for the day. And go ahead and start setting stuff up so that I can start working on this project on this computer, because even with the complete reset of Mac Mardigan, I'm still having issues with it. Not the same issues, different issues this time, but there are enough that I'm like, I know the end is coming for you soon, buddy. Let's make sure we're ready for it when it comes. So yeah, that's where I stand right now. This has still been a productive session because I've been able to get a lot of work done. Let's see, I'm on chapter 9. I'm almost done with chapter 9. I've read through the prologue to chapter 9 in 4 sprints. So, and let's see, 20 times 4 is an hour and 20 minutes. 20 is 60. 60 plus 20 is, yeah, an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm doing pretty good with it, actually. So there's that. Key got a lot of work done. Awesome. More than usual. Yay. Yay. I know when I worked nights, I actually got a lot of work done. And then again, that might have been because of the fact that I had a lot of downtime at work on nights. And during that downtime, I wrote. Maybe? But even when I didn't have downtime, I still found myself more awake at night than I was in the morning. Even last night, the only reason I went to bed instead of continuing to work was because of the fact that I knew I had this stream in the morning. Otherwise, I would have stayed up and continued working, because I actually do work better at night. Thank you. Hopefully we get everything figured out. So, and if not, I do have a PC computer coming my way in the next couple of months, so I will eventually be okay, and I won't have to use my husband's computer like I am now. At least then I can use my own computer and not worry about breaking it. So there's that. But on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. thank you for joining me this morning for some sprints, and I will be back next Tuesday. There should be a link in the description for the list, the spreadsheet that contains the schedule of a lot of different author tubers doing live streams and what times they're doing their live streams. It is in Eastern time, I believe. But check that out if you're looking to do for more live streams to write with. And in the meantime, I will see you guys all next Tuesday, same time, same place. And until then, bye.